Hello guys, it's Shu here, and today we're not going to be playing Showdown, but I'm just using Showdown to show you a Pokemon for a new series that I'm going to do called Pokemon Analysis, where I take one Pokemon and I analyze its movesets and its stats, and talk a few things about it, while I tell you some battle strategies, which should be fun. So let's start. So for the Pokemon today, we're going to be talking about Weavile. Weavile is like one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite ice type. He's fast, he's powerful, but you can see from his stats, he's not going to take hits very well. Even if he has a pretty, like, his special defense is at least RU worthy, I say. So this how he looks normal. Now shiny. No comment on shiny. I prefer him normal. His abilities: pressure and pickpocket. Well, they're both useful, I believe, but they're not too useful to Weavile, because I feel like pressure is really only useful to Pokemon who can take a lot of hits, so it would take a lot of PP out of Pokemon, so just stall them out and make them, you know, kind of worry, your opponent worry. So that's why I think pressure is really good on Suicune. Not to say pressure is bad. I think that if you had a better ability that would make it faster or more powerful or something like that, it'll probably be bumped up to OU or would be used more. But when it comes to these two abilities, they're not bad. Just I don't feel like they're worthy for Weavile. Its moves. The thing about Weavile is that he has a pretty good set of moves. The thing that I think is kind of funny, since Ice type is a special type, by what I mean is that the most common moves for the Ice type offensively is special. And you can see how much special attack he has, so it doesn't really do him much. But if you really are afraid of special attackers or something, you could use Calm Mind for the special defense boost, but only for the special defense boost. Don't make a special Weavile. It won't work out, trust me. Weavile doesn't have a lot of coverage. Weavile has good coverage, is that he doesn't have a lot of different moves with different typings. So it's kind of weird, but it's kind of weird that, you know, he would seem like a Pokemon who uses like different types of moves. Like, I first thought he could use the elemental punches, but you can see he can't. He can only use Ice Punch, which is okay, since he's an Ice type. We'll expect that. Well, so let's get on to some moves, some move sets. The first move set I call Ice type Ambipom, because this is pretty much what you do with Ambipom. The only difference being you can't have U-turn, which also another reason why I think he's BL and not OU. And for the fact that he has 6 weaknesses and a 4 times weakness to fighting, which is one of the most common types when it comes to offensive moves used by Pokemon in competitive battling. So yeah. So for Ice type Ambipom, you put a Life Orb because you want to be able to switch moves. Pressure, well, when it comes here, I think Pressure, I just put Pressure, but if you want to put Pickpocket, then go ahead. But that might mean you have to play a bit differently. So I use Pressure, so you just like go normal. So Fake Out is a good move. You have good attacks, so it's gonna do like some pretty decent free damage. Ice Shard to outspeed anything. Knockoff for, well, you know, since utility is what you need, so knockoff's good. And Power Up Punch for Bisharp. That's pretty much what I think of when you need Power Up Punch. It's most likely Bisharp in like a free Power Up Punch. So I'd say use Power Up Punch if you know you can kill something, you're faster than it. Use Power Up Punch to get your attack up, or use it against Bisharp. Next one is, I call it the Last Chance Hoorah, which you put a Focus Sash. Still, ability doesn't matter. So you have Swords Dance, Power Up Punch, Night Slash, Ice Shard. So if you can come in for something that can hit you, like can OHKO you, which probably won't be hard with your defenses. Get a Swords Dance, Ice Shard, kill them, Night Slash, kill them, or Power Up Punch, kill them. Power Up Punch is just for coverage. Oh, and by the way, the reason why I didn't save the stats here is because it's pretty much the same. It's the same. You just go Jolly Nature, max attack, max speed, and a little bit in defense. Do not invest in HP because odd HP number is good. You shouldn't have an even HP number ever. So next up, this is Scollipede's best friend, and this is why I call it Scollipede's best friend, because you're gonna have Scolipede get some speed boosts, then Swords Dance maybe once or twice if you can go twice, but most probably once. The Taunt Pass into Weavile. Weavile takes a hit with Focus Sash, lives. Then he's probably gonna be faster than everything. So Icicle Crash for the most damage. This is 85%. The 90% to miss is pretty bad, but like some people don't like it. But if you don't like it, you could just put you can just put Ice Punch here. A little less damage, but it does do the job. And you know, 10% chance to freeze. Next up is Night Slash, which again, big damage. Some people might say but foul play, but I just say go to Night Slash since it has a high critical hit ratio and it's a pretty good move overall. Brick Break. I did not put Power Up Punch because Brick Break does more damage. It's like, so the point of this set is damage. Do hit hard, really hard. And Poison Jab for pesky fairy types that you'll probably outspeed. Fairy types are not usually fast. I can't really think of one who would be is like a popular OU Pokemon who is really fast and would outspeed you. And there are no fairy type priority moves, so that I can think of off the top of my head. So Poison Jab is just good, big damage, 10% of poison, which is good. Okay, the next one is Power. It's a choice band set. It's the same moves, because, you know, you must power. And for the stats, you just put Jolly Nature. So this is just big hits. You really don't want to waste a slot, and Scolipede, you really need that slot, so you use this to outspeed everything. Yeah, because Weavile outspeed most things, but if you don't want Icicle Crash, you can still have Ice Shard. Like, pretty much all these moves are by choice, but I think these are good since you are trying to do big damage. Okay, this is Sanic. Choice Scarf set. So, it's not a Jolly Nature, it's an Adamant Nature now, because I did the calc and you're 439 or so. Or like a number close to that. With Choice Scarf uninvested, non-Jolly. So, just go Adamant to do a lot of damage. Ice Shard, because this is for speed. You want to outspeed things. Knock off. It's pretty much an Ice type and Palm, but this is just for outspeeding things. Poison Jab, again for pesky fairy types like Fable, and definitely Sylveon, since it does not have a lot of defense in it, and people could invest in it, but you're probably very powerful. And Power Up Punch just for coverage. Okay, this last one is kind of a weird one. It's the baseball player. So this one, give it a rare bone, and you give the ability Pickpocket. And the reason why you have the rare bone is just for Fling, because if you guys don't know, Fling is a move that throws your item, and depending on the item, does a certain amount of damage. So rare bone did the most damage that wasn't Iron Ball, because Iron Ball halves your speed. So unless you're doing something that's like really slow, maybe like a Fortress or something, then you probably want to go rare bone. It's like the second best thing. Pickpocket, so you get other people's items and maybe throw them at something. So Ice Shard is pretty just it's good priority. So kind of a revenge killer of sorts. Icicle Crash for power, and then Knockoff for utility. Icicle Crash you don't need. You could technically put Poison Jab, Power Up Punch, or Brick Break, or whatever. But I just like Icicle Crash because it's powerful, and your Nash is powerful. Well, this ends the first episode of Pokemon Analysis. So, yep. Bye, guys.